Hi, good evening, everybody. Sabby, my friend, are you there?
Sam, I'm totally here. Very excited.
Hey, I can see the lovely T which says Agent on Tube.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and my hat,
Of
which
course,
is
yeah. Not to go down at all. You got the hat of EXP, which what can be better? Absolutely.
absolutely,
Brilliant.
absolutely.
Excellent. So
All right.
I think we're just about 7 o'clock in India. Thank you everybody for being with us today. This is the start of a new session, a new season, if I may call it, because I'm hoping there'll be a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes over a period of time. And I'm very happy to inaugurate this session with a guest anchor. Usually, I have a guest speaker, but this time around, we have a guest anchor. So we're doing things differently. And I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Sam Chopra, and I'm from EXP Realty. And this particular podcast is in future going to be known as the real state spelled with an S, the real state of real estate, the real state of real estate. And the tagline is Go Exponential with Sam. And of course, Sam will always have somebody with him in the show. So this time it is Go Exponential with Sam and Sabby. So thank you once again, Sabby, for joining us. I'm going to give you a brief introduction on who Sabby really is. By the way, Sabby is also known as the video. I'm so sorry.
Video Sabby. Just for a
Video,
lot of people
video
started
Savvy.
calling me Video Sabby, and I like that name. I'm like, sure, why not?
Savvy is known as Video Savvy, and he is, mind you, an EXP agent. As you can see with the cap he's wearing says uh, EXP. So he's an EXP agent and the co-founder and CEO of Agent on Tube. He's already helped 1,000 plus realtors win the YouTube and online videos. Uh, and from his first upload a decade ago to his current 300,000 plus subscriber channel, which is called Slice of Sabby, he's mastered the art of turning clicks into clients. So imagine you click and you get a client. I mean, nothing better than that. And that's what our friend does. And his mission is to launch about 10,000 realtors onto YouTube to grow their business and, of course, to make their life better. And what Sabby says is today's bonus for having been invited as the anchor is that he's going to give you free lifetime access to Agent and Tube Academy via the app on your store. So, thank you very much, Savvy, for being with us today. And I'm hoping this is going to be a very interesting session. In fact, I'm sure it'll be a very interesting session with you and me taking things over. So, over to you. We're going to talk about the EXP model explained. So this is more about what EXP is all about and how can you join and what could you do with it. There you go.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Sam. First of all, thanks for a wonderful introduction, and it's my pleasure to be a part of the very first episode of this new venture. For you to be able to serve your community, our community at EXP, people that are with us now and people that may be listening to this in the future, as to why this is a great organization for them to be a part of. But just if I can be humbled enough to introduce you as well, Sam is a seasoned entrepreneur. Samir Chopra is known as Sam, an industry leader with over 2 decades of experience across real estate, brokerage, franchising, advisory, and startup ecosystems in India and internationally. Sam currently serves as the president of EXP India. I guess most of us know that already. He's also the chairman of IREP India and a venture partner at India Accelerator. As a former vice chairman and past president of NAR India and the former founder and CEO of Remax India, Sam is globally recognized speaker, mentor, and industry ambassador with multiple national and international honors to his name. And outside of the script, I want to just tell everybody that I've had the honor to meet Sam recently in Europe at the EXP Barcelona, EXPCon Barcelona. I've met him in person in his office. And
Absolutely.
I have been just blown away by his commitment to be able to share what he knows and how he can improve the lives of the fellow agents. And I think him starting this podcast and putting himself on the camera, taking his time out to do this, is really just a is probably one of the first examples of like me being able to see exactly what he told me when I first met him. So once again, Sam, wonderful to be part of your debut podcast, and hopefully we can have a crushing episode today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much once again, Sabby, for being with us. And let me take this forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you that EXP is the most agent-centric brokerage on the planet, as my screen displays. And why is it so? We have over 85,000 agents being a part of the entire platform. We have the top cutting edge technology, which I'll share as we go ahead. Um, we are able to access virtual office platforms, lead generation tools, do some great ongoing and online training, and we have a huge global network. That's those are some of the reasons why we are, the world's topmost agent-centric brokerage, so as to say. There's a huge difference between a traditional brokerage and a cloud brokerage, and my intent is to share that with you. We obviously have, a lack of continuity post in a traditional brokerage, because what really happens is when you join a traditional brokerage or you start a traditional brokerage, what really happens is that you at some point of time retire. When you retire, you do not have the opportunity to earn anything beyond that. Or when you sell your business, you want to relocate, you want to do something different, what do you do? And what are you worth? You're worth the transactions that you haven't fulfilled, because they will get completed at some point of time, maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you'll get the brokerage for it. What happens beyond that? Unfortunately, there is no goodwill that is generated which is saleable. And what you really have is only the furniture or whatever else that you have been left with in the business. While in a cloud brokerage, we are empowering agents and building sustainable long term careers, which we will share as we go ahead. Any questions people have in between? Because this is going to be an interactive session, so I'd be very happy. And Sabby, I'm going to leave the webinar chat to you in case you
Yeah,
feel there's some question.
fantastic,
Let me know, and I'd
fantastic.
be, ask me that question from either the chat or anything else that you have in mind, and I'd be happy to answer those as we go along. Okay.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I think I'd like to know, Sam, like what I mean. I know you were with Remax before, and you came to EXP. What was the turning point that made you choose EXP and take over the role of the India's leader?
Okay, great question. I honestly, so I love the company that I worked with for many years, and I have a lot of friends, very, very dear friends over there, almost like family members there as well. But the new company that I adopted, it's like, a child grows into, a marriageable age and then gets married to somebody. So you spend a lot of time with your first family and then you move to another family. So
Yeah,
that's been pretty much what I have done here. Um,
yeah,
and I think what made me, of course, there was a sabbatical in between, a long sabbatical, but what made me come into EXP, honestly, is just the kind of zing, the spark, the bounce that I saw in people's steps. Whether it was agents, the staff, the senior management, the top leadership, everybody's so strategy and vision oriented, so goal oriented. And that made me decide that, if I need to get into an organization which is high tech, AI enabled, thinking way, way, way beyond the normal brick and mortar traditional global players, and I don't want to name players, but all the top global
yeah,
players, and I've spent a lot of time with all of them over the last 2 decades, as you put it. I feel that EXP is far way beyond that because of the strategy and vision of the leadership, and of course, Glenn Sanford, who I'll talk about in a bit. So it's really more of that. If I may
amazing.
go ahead, we of course have a global reach. We have a presence in about 28 plus countries, 29 countries, and counting. We believe that we'll be in 50 countries by 2030. So I think that is our biggest play. 50 countries, 2030, do cross border business, um, give cutting edge technology to everybody, and of course, phenomenal training and a way to partner with people across the globe. Just to let you know, this year itself, I'll be taking about four teams of developers and Indian agents to different parts of the world, specifically to the UK, Canada, and the US, to meet up with prospects, to meet up with agents in those countries, and of course, to do business for and with those developers in India, with and for the agents, EXP agents primarily in those countries. So that's the opportunity that we have. And I, unfortunately, while the networks are there in other organizations, they're not used because they do not have the technology to streamline it and make it foolproof.
And Sam, can I ask you like kind of like a
Please,
follow up question to that?
of course, of course.
I've met a lot of EXP agents in India and just real estate agents in general, India and in India as well, and they're tapping into foreign markets, whether it's UAE or Thailand as well. How can you give some maybe actionable steps or next steps on how can EXP India agents tap into the global network, and how can we benefit the agents here in India? Can you go a little bit more detailed into that?
Sure, sure, absolutely. See, what happens is that at EXP, and in fact, let me talk about traditional brokerage. And traditional brokerage is good. You know, I did it for the sabbatical that I was,
Yeah,
I did
sure.
traditional brokerage. So nothing to undermine, and the business is really
Yeah,
good. And I have a lot of respect for everybody who's doing what. But the fact is, we all need to evolve. We all need to do different things. And the advantage, again, at EXP is that when you have a buyer in another country, or you have a seller in another country for a product that is primarily from India, or for even a product that is primarily from the other country that the buyer or the seller is in. Usually, there is a trust deficit between the person sitting in one country and the other person sitting in a foreign country. It could be between US and India, it could be between India and Thailand, or UK and India. It could be anything, or UK and US, or Thailand and Indonesia. It doesn't matter. But the fact is, you don't know the culture, you don't know the laws, you don't know how, whether the
right.
transaction will happen. You travel around, and then you do not get the returns. And especially if you don't get your brokerage, how do you determine and how do you assure your brokerage? We have a
True.
phenomenal cross border referral program by which we have a referral contract. EXP India would sort of sign off on every referral that an agent of ours does or receives from another country. And similarly, the managing broker on that side would do the same thing. So what's happening is two different parts of the same organization at the corporate level are sort of giving blessings to that contract, which the contract determines what the split will be, what the money will come in, what the property is, and what you can do with it. So therefore, there's huge assurance, and I think that's the reason why we are able to get into this kind of business, with complete faith and trust that you're not going to be shortchanged, and all the efforts that you put in will convert into money, dollars, rupees, etc.
Makes total
Okay.
sense. By the way, Sam, a lot of questions are coming in. We'll park the questions, guys, maybe a little later towards
Oh,
the
sure,
end. Sam,
sure.
if you can continue with the current
Of
slide
course,
you
of
have
course,
going on.
because we have to be mindful of time. I think we've got 45 minutes to go, but if
Yeah,
required, we'll take some questions even later. But
sure,
I'm happy
sure,
to answer any questions.
sure.
So look at the screen that you see ahead. We started only in 2009. End of 2020, India came on board. Just this year, two countries have come in, and probably two more countries will come in. That is the strength that we have. The journey of 28, 29 countries, it's where we are today. And that's why, with confidence, I say that in another 4.5, 5 years, we're going to be sitting at about 50, probably maybe more, but that's the number that we have in our mind. And who is the person who's the visionary? Who's the person who's actually thought this through? Who started in 2009 with, you know, a handful of people and grew this into a 85 to 90,000 um, entrepreneurs and businessmen. Our leader is Glenn Sanford, a visionary leader with extensive experience of our industry. And EXP has grown from, you know, a small handful of people to this 90,000 because of his talent, his skills, and his supervision. And, you know, we'll talk about it a lot more, but he's able to move. He's run the company and he moves from one department or one vertical to another and runs it as a CEO, um, makes it into a profit center, you know, puts roller skates onto that and moves to another thing. So he hops parts of the business. And, you know, it is my belief, and I've had the good fortune of meeting him when I was in Barcelona a couple of months back. But it is my belief that he wants to roll up his sleeves and do things and say, if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can do it too. And that's the beauty of this gentleman. So EXP essentially has done a lot. Like I said, from 2009, founded the cloud. This is the first cloud company, and the way it's succeeded, it's phenomenal. We got listed in 2018. We acquired a magazine called Success in 2020. We acquired a listing platform called Zukasa in 2022, and so on and so forth. We've already launched in this year, you know, 2, 3 countries: Turkey, Peru, Egypt. We're also getting in Japan, and so on and so forth in 24 and 25. So why EXP essentially? You know, I just thought of it and I said, let me just put in some things which, you know, what are the problems that we have internally in the real estate industry here in India, and what are the solutions that EXP can provide for those. And I've tabled them out. In an Indian real estate company or a brokerage, there's no brand ownership. When you join as an agent, you don't own that brand. You know, this, it could be any organization, whether it's global or it's Indian, it's national, or it's hyper local. You do not have brand ownership. Here, you own the brand, you own your own clients, and therefore you own your own future. That's the beauty of this brand. And you can ask me a lot of questions in this, but believe it or not, your clients are yours. And nobody can take your clients because of how we have structured the whole business. You put your brand in, and we allow co-branding, so you can call yourself, as an example, Sam Chopra or Team Sam, and you can say it's powered by EXP, and that is it. So you can promote your brand, and you can promote the EXP brand. You can co-brand the business on everything. The next is commission. You're never sure whether you will get the commission, the brokerage, and even if you get it, you're not sure what amount you're going to get, because people believe people, and they do transactions on the basis of a relationship. You know, you tell somebody that, hey, you know what, I will give you 10%, 20%, 25%, 50-50, whatever the split is. It's always translucent, not transparent. At EXP, we have a seamless process of invoicing. So we take charge of the invoicing. The invoicing is done in the name of EXP. And immediately upon receipt of brokerage, we hand it out to you. Also, because there's a referral program, if you do a referral within EXP or outside of EXP, you get a mandate, you get a referral agreement. You can get an exclusive mandate, you can get a non exclusive mandate. We promote exclusive mandates primarily. And therefore, everything is in writing, and you're able to, and who is signing it? I'm signing it as the managing broker of EXP India. All of you, I'm backing you when you sign off uh, any contract. I'm backing you and saying, hey, you know what? I'm also signing it with him. The third thing, there's no retirement of passive income. Like I said earlier, that you are earning revenues until your last day. But your last day, you never want to retire. You never want to leave, because unfortunately, what do you do after that? Maybe you live on your savings. But here, because we have something called the revenue share and an equity option, that you are able to continue to make money even when you leave the system. If you stayed a minimum period of 3 years or so, and you leave after that, and the people that you've built around you and below you, all of those, the earnings that they make, you'll get a share of that all your life, and probably beyond also, because you can bestow it to your loved ones as you wish. Equity also, there are great equity options, which we'll talk in detail. We can talk in this, or we can talk about it once you're ready to come into the business. We have a onboarding team which will talk to you about it. Then the other thing is training. What training does a normal agent get? There are great associations, institutions, companies, corporate training, paid training, unpaid training, and a lot of initiatives. A lot of people take national associations, local associations, etc., even mentoring. But the fact is, at a corporate level, daily, live, and on demand global training is what we give. You can get all the other training also, but we give this as well. So that is a huge benefit we have. The next problem that I feel we have is, you need to start an office, you need to retain staff, you need to have a back office staff. You don't need this here. We have a work from anywhere policy. You can work from home, you can work from a cafe, or you can work from a co-working center, and we have a tie-up with Regus. You can walk into a Regus office and you can work from there. And when you work from a Regus office on your own, or you take a plus one, it is usually without charge, because we are paying for it. Of course, if you want a meeting room, you want a cabin, etc., then you'll have to pay for it. But if you're going on your own, or you take a plus one, you don't have to pay. You may need to pre-book it,
That's so
but you
amazing.
don't have to pay
Yeah.
for it. And you can do this anywhere in India. You don't have to go to one particular one, etc. You're traveling, you can use it there as well. Lack of quality leads and listing mandates. You obviously know that leads come to you in some form or fashion. They may be given to 20 people, 30 people, etc., etc. But in our case, you have an advantage of working with the CRM that we give you, the listing portals that we give you, the international network that you have. You go on Slack, you can send messages, etc. We'll tell you what Slack is. It's a business communication tool, and there's so many other things that we can give you. But most importantly, if you build your own team and work with the downline that you build with the team, your earnings and the listings that we provide along with them, your earnings will come through those quality listings that are
Mm.
generated by your downline or your team, or the listing platforms that we give you. And that is, again, I've pulled two things together, but that obviously one of the problems is lack of cutting edge technology. You don't have that technology in a normal real estate company, which we have built over here. We have a metaverse, etc., which we'll again talk about. I'm in fact going to show you a video on the metaverse that we have as well. The other thing is that you could normally work on one city at a time. You're hyper local. And how do you go national? How do you go statewide? How do you go national? How do you go global? If you go from one city to the other, you have to take a RERA license in another state. To take a RERA license, you need to have an office space, you need to pay rent, you need to show a rent contract, etc., etc. Because in India, real estate is a state subject, it is not a national subject. So, therefore, if you need to work in five different states, you need to take five RERAs. The good news is we have the RERA of 17 states. We've taken offices in 17 states, taken RERA licenses, paying for those on an annual basis or on a periodic basis. So we've already done the hard work. We've taken the licenses, we've set up the back office, we do the invoicing, we do the collection. And to top it, you can use these services in 27 plus countries, 27, 28, 29. We keep, with even even our collateral needs change every time I speak, because of the fact that from 27 you go to 28 and 29 and so on, because we are on the move. So if you have any, once in a while, Sabi, if you have any question, feel free to
Yeah,
ask. If not, I can keep it.
I do, Sam. I have a kind of like a question I wanted to touch a little bit on from your previous slide. You talked about commissions, you talked about revenue share. And when we're able to work with a global company like this, where we can do transactions with our peers from anywhere in the world, not just India, how can you touch a little bit more on how can EXP ensure that the agents are paid timely and in a transparent way? Because I
Absolutely.
think that's
Great.
kind of like a very important question goes on everybody's mind, especially when we're in a complex environment like this.
Absolutely. Perfectly fine. So, what really happens is because we have the RERA license and because all our agents need to work only through our uh, RERA license and our company name, therefore, the invoicing, the billing is done by us. Now, when we do the billing, the obviously the follow up of the billing of the bills, the invoices, chasing the developers, and honestly, developers are doing a much better job than they did probably a decade back. Most of them have strict timelines. They tell you, post this period we'll give you the money. Of course, if there's a dispute, the property has been wrongly tagged, or there's some problem or the other, you may have a disputed transaction. It might take time, but otherwise, the time that they give you, if it's a 30 days, 45 days, 90 days after an X amount of payment that has come in, then they honor the commitment. And they would honor that commitment probably, I'm sorry to say, not as easily with a smaller player or an individual than they would with us, because we have a lot of agents and therefore a lot of business, and therefore we are on the top of the food chain when it comes to doling out money.
Hmm.
We're at the top of the waterfall when they throw
Understood.
money. We will first collect that money, then they'll go to the next guy. So the prioritization will be to take care of those people who give them more business. And because we give them more business, the money comes in time. The money comes in time. We usually push ourselves to pay the money within a 48 hours of collecting the money. We don't want to keep it in our bank. And why I say 48 hours, because at times, somebody's on leave or something or the other happens. So 48 hours, outer limit, we almost achieve that SLA to the fullest, but that is what our endeavor is internally.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. No, thanks for such a detailed answer. Sam, I'm a marketing guy, right? Like I know you're coming up slides because I kind of like went through your slide deck. It includes some marketing information. So, how can Indian agents use tools like Canva or anything else that EXP is providing to improve their marketing, their branding? I think let's talk a little bit about that because, as they
We, I
say, as
will,
I
I will,
say, yeah, no, please,
I
please go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'll positively do that because there's so much of stuff in it, and I'm going to talk about Canva, Slack, and
sure,
others. I'll, when I reach that, and then please ask me more
sure.
questions in that as well. So essentially, guys, so we have this lovely tagline, the hashtag, where the pros go to grow. We believe if you're a professional or you want to be a professional, then come and join us. We are revolutionizing the real estate all across the globe. The fastest growing cloud-based, build a platform. 85,000 plus agents. We are agent facing. Agent success is our core. We only look at what the agent needs, what he wants, how can we satisfy him. We go through NPS, we go through, which is Net Promoter Score, we go through CSAT, which is customer satisfaction. And in this case, the customer for us is our agent. His customer could be the client, but we make sure that our agent is happy. And of course, we have a very strict threshold also to ensure that he is doing a good job. But on the other hand, we want to turn tables, bend backwards to ensure that our agent is fully satisfied and he gets all the services that we can give him and all the services that he deserves in time and with full efficiency. We have empowered the agents to control their growth and achieve success. I think that's the beauty of the business that we do. Let's talk about money because that's what we're all in it for. Of course, we're all in it for much more than that. Money is secondary over a period of time. It is the brand, it is the image, it's the goodwill, it's the fraternity, it's the relationship, it's the people that you meet and people that you dine and wine out with that is more important over a period of time than money. But nevertheless, let's talk about money. We give a 75% split. That means it's a 75-25 split to all our agents. Think about it this way: you work in an organization and you get a salary, and the salary may be 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it is. And you do maybe 4 or 5 transactions in a month, and you get 15%, maybe even 25%. But you're still employed, you're on a salary. We are not for those people. Salary is good, take the salary, work with them, but we're all entrepreneurs. Every team member of mine in India and every team member that I know of globally is entrepreneur. He's thinks like an entrepreneur. We say he's off. This business is off by and for entrepreneurs. 75% of it is what you're getting. And it's actually not even 75. When we talk about more details, I'll tell you that you're able to get 85% of it. You're able to get at times over 100% of it. And not to misguide, but I will talk about it. And who doesn't understand, they can even talk about it with me separately or on when you're doing getting yourselves onboarded. But imagine 75% of the money that comes in. We collect the money, by the way, because we are the ones that are logging in the contract, but the invoice. I'm sorry, but 75% comes in, 100% comes in, 75 is given to you, and we keep the balance 25. Out of the balance 25, 10% of it is given upwards to the people who mentored you, who mentored the person above you, and so on in 7 layers. So we are thankful to people from level 1 all the way to level 7 above you because of your performance. And 10% is reserved for him. And it doesn't go out of your pocket. You get your full 75%. It goes out of my pocket, our pocket. From my 25, I only retain 15 and give 10 upwards. The beauty is that once you reach a commission of 4 million rupees, which is 40 lakh rupees, the agent reaches a cap. He's called a capped agent. And in India, we call him a EXP business ambassador. When he becomes a EXP business ambassador, he stops paying the split also. So it's no longer 75-25. He gets to keep 100% of the commission, out of which 4% goes towards transaction fees, etc., and so on and so forth. So essentially, he gets 96%. Now, that is the beauty. So the opportunity is to get 100% of the revenue share. Why? Because you have so many other ways of earning revenues that you, like I spoke about the 7 uplines, you may have over a period of time also your downlines. You may have team members. You may sponsor somebody. You may co sponsor somebody. Those are discussions for other calls, for your onboarding call, for other questions, and we'll probably do these separately as well. But get to know that you can make a lot more money than what you are doing. And the money that your downline is earning, you get to keep it, you get to keep your share of it even after you walk away from EXP or retire from EXP, provided you've completed the stipulated period of 3+ years. And my friends, how much do you have to pay to get all this? These privileges are interesting. You get something on a platter, you get a brand, a global brand. You have to pay a startup fees of 2,500 rupees. Those of you who are not from India on this call, that is about $22 one time fee. That's like having a Starbucks coffee or a McDonald's burger in probably the US or in the UK. And you pay the same amount on a monthly basis along with taxes, which is 18% in this case, as GST for cloud fees on a monthly basis for as long as you're here. Of course, we take that money annually upfront, which means that you pay 30,000 rupees plus GST on an annual basis. And that's it. You've paid one time 2,500 and then 30,000 plus GST annually. and nothing else. And you're getting a slew of services, which I'm going to be talking about as we go ahead. 2,500 rupees. So you can say, listen, I'm going to get maybe a dinner for two with my wife if I go to and book on Zomato, and I'll go to a nice restaurant. I will get 2,500 rupees. I will get it for 2,500 rupees. Rakhi was celebrated a couple of days back. The present that you bought for your sister or your brother, or the lunch which hopefully the brother took to his sister to, would have been much more than 2,500. So that's kind of small change. I mean, money is money. Even 100 rupees is a lot of money, but I'm saying 2,500 relatively is less. And what do you get for that? These are crazy things you get, and I'm going to just run them through because you'll get to know more about them later. But you get a personalized agent microsite. We have a virtual office for every agent. We are on virtual office. We have great training facilities. We have a communication tool, a corporate communications tool that is called Slack. We subsidize your social media marketing through a program called Brand Boost. We have great family and community experiences like something called Chat and Chaya, where we plant a tree every time we make a sale. We collect all the sales, all the people who've been successful in making sales. Somebody's on 10, somebody 5, somebody 3. All of us get together and we say it's this, we need to make this planet green. We owe it back to the community, to the society, and let's go and plant trees. So we make an event out of it. Those are the kind, that's what community building is all about. Team building is all about. You network. And while you're networking, you talk about various things. You want to buy something, I want to sell something. And you know what? Before anything, it becomes a profitable venture. Even the community and family experience becomes profitable. And then you have spontaneous gifting for success. You have EXP World, which we spoke about, but in more detail, I'll talk about it later. You get to use an email address of EXP, so you which is again, it costs money. There are a lot of tech tools that you get with it. Um, you have a lot of other resources, global website, micro website I spoke about, listing platforms. We allow you to use, or we give you listings on 99 acres in housing. And if you want premium listings and you want to do more than that, we actually charge you. Probably we give you a subsidy, plus we get a large deal bulk discount from these companies. So actually, you pay almost half the money that you would have paid if you were working on your own. So even one of these things that I've spoken about covers more than 2,500. And then we give you a free CRM. Imagine how much a CRM costs. Even if you take a license, it costs a lot of money. Not only do we give you that, we give you access to international websites so that you can cross promote your property globally across to people. Can you imagine what 2,500 is giving you, guys? Tell me, what do you think about that? 2,500 bucks. Anybody wants to tell me what? If this is this
And
2,500 a lot of money for what you're getting?
I think if you go with a
It's
couple of
like going
people
to
to
a
a restaurant, yeah,
7-star hotel, banquet hall, and getting food. Not even lunch. You're getting lunch,
yeah,
paying with it together.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. If there are no specific questions, I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a question a little bit about the transaction. Maybe it's kind of like related. So somebody's asking, is 75% revenue share? Is there any transaction fee applicable to that on top of that?
On the 25% revenue share, no.
On the 75% revenue share. So
No, no, no,
okay.
no.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it. So
that,
there's
that
no
that's pretty
questions I
much
see here right now, and there's a couple that I'll maybe take in the end, Sam.
fair enough. I see we're running a little slow, but I will try and run this through. My passion for this. This is actually a 2-hour presentation for me,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
respecting everybody's time, I want to make this as quick as possible. So I'm sure most of you know what Canva is. We used to have PPTs and this and that, etc. Canva is a phenomenal, a marketing collateral development product, and there's so many other things. It's AI driven and etc., etc. We give you an exclusive Canva membership. Most importantly, we give you collaborative tools that I was talking about. Slack is WhatsApp, email, CRM, tracking, monitoring, and so many other things, business intelligence, all of that put together in one. That is what we use. And is it tough to use? It looks tough. Believe it or not, in a matter of 3 days, our entire team, existing team, converted to Slack. We stopped using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is only for external communication. Even those, if we have a vendor, we transformed them into Slack. Beautiful tool. You get it for free. Told you about global working, Regus. You don't pay for it. Use it. Go on a daily basis to Regus. You get a scan your QR code, you get a card, scan it, walk in, use it, take a friend along, maybe just go for a cup of coffee, or maybe go and spend 3-4 hours there. And if
Yeah.
more people are coming, user, take the cabin or something, and of course you'll pay for that. Yesterday I went to an office of Regus called Spaces in Noida at Max Tower. We wanted about 12 seats. When we were sitting individually, they didn't charge anything. I was there for an hour and a half before. And when I got my seats, of course, we paid for it. And we paid very reasonable, rate. We were about not even 12 people, we were about 16 people. I paid 7,500 rupees for about 16 people, which is 500 a head. And we were there for 4 hours. That's 125 rupees per hour per head. Where do you get that? You don't even get coffee in that in any restaurant. So it's crazy. Really, really reasonable. Now we have something called, you see this lovely avatar. We have something called a part of the metaverse, something called EXP World. And with EXP World, you're able to walk in as your avatar to any EXP office. And when I say EXP office, virtual office, we all have virtual offices. We wake up in the morning and we go to our office. We could be at home, we could be in a metro, we could be in an office, coffee shop, traveling overseas. We just go there. And people come and meet us there. And we have so many things like that. We have something called Expo World. You want to bring your client to Expo World to buy a property. Every property by the end of September, right now it's in beta stage, but every property by the end of September, which we are wanting to sell, which is either somebody we signed an AOP with or somebody whose property we or development we've registered and we are willing to sell, we are putting them there. And you're able to show price points, build a buy agreements, virtual walkthroughs, brochures, download them, use them, show them to the clients, bring the clients onto that. And in one place, you can show them 20 different developers, not only from India, from overseas also. Any part of India, any part of the globe that we are working on. Right now, we've only put in Dubai. We put in about five developers from Northwest and South so far. But this is growing because we need the data. We're bringing in the data and putting in play. That is the power of EXP. Real, by the way. Guys, can you imagine? These are all our team members. They are looking at these locations, they're looking at the sites, and this is a beta. Imagine by 30th September what's going to happen. You'd be seating over here with your clients and showing them. They'd actually be seated and you'll be showing them the properties. You'll be showing them all the things that I spoke about. You'll be able to download the brochure and directly email it to them. Imagine what a powerful tool this is. What do you say? Is it a powerful tool, guys?
Absolutely.
Anybody?
I think
Thumbs
it's
up, hearts, acknowledgement. I'd love to know if you guys think it's a powerful tool.
See, even in the virtual world, Sam, we are not letting our clients be tired. We have sofas and couches for them, even in the virtual world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The guy's got to sit down, walk around, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to the International Property Show in Dubai. I walked through that and I said, I'm going to build this. I'm going to build this in India in frames. And then I have a very cooperating member of my team who went all out and built this for me. So kudos to him as well. But that's how it is. So uh, credit to it's all a team
Absolutely.
effort of
Absolutely.
EXP India. So let me go to the next. I'm showing you another short video. This is Home Hunter. So we have different platforms, etc. I'm just showing you one. There are so many others that we have which we use, but just to give you an idea what we do.
Imagine a world where your clients never miss out on their dream home, where every search, every bookmark leads to a seamless connection with you. Introducing Home Hunter, your intelligent home search assistant. No more scattered searches. Home Hunter consolidates your client's activity across all major listing platforms, giving them a clear, organized view of their journey. Empower your clients to curate their dream list. Home Hunter's universal bookmarks keeps all their favorites from multiple websites organized and easily accessible. With suggestions, Home Hunter displays other EXP exclusive properties they might have otherwise missed, right where they are searching. Stay top of mind with seamless branding integration and real-time chat. Home Hunter keeps you front and center, making it easy for clients to connect with you directly. And finally, unlock a world of qualified leads. Home Hunter delivers real-time insights into your leads and clients' search history and bookmarks, empowering you to provide personalized guidance and support. Track every interaction, every click, every detail. Home Hunter's powerful analytics provide a deep understanding of your client's journey, helping you anticipate their needs and guide them towards the perfect home. Ready to elevate your business and empower your clients? Home Hunter is your key to a smarter, more successful future. Coming soon, exclusively to EXP Realty agents.
What do you think? Fantastic, huh?
Unbelievable. Amazing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to get out of this.
Is it so you press escape, see if escape works? Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Not sure if it did.
And you can click on share on the top right to go back to like presenting your presentation full screen. Now I will give you a little time check, Sam. Seems like you have a few slides over there, but we are left with around 6 minutes. I don't see tons of questions, which kind of like says that you've been very clear in everything you've been talking about. But I think one of the questions as you're bringing up the deck is, maybe you can answer this. Most of the agents have agents in India. From your perspective, what's the biggest advantage, if you can kind of like talk about, there's the biggest advantage of the EXP model for an agent in India? Maybe you have a slide coming in about this later, but I think this is kind of like would be hitting the nail, hammer on the nail. Like what are some of the biggest advantages you feel that an Indian agent can have being part of the EXP model in India specifically?
So I think it's going to be probably almost the next slide.
Okay.
Allow me 2 minutes, and
Sure.
thanks for filling that in. But so one of the key things is training and development. See, what happens is in all our businesses, we get so caught up at work. If you look at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which I happen to be a member of, they have something called a continuing professional education program.
CPE, yeah.
Yeah. So what they do is they say, hey, you know what? You're doing well, you're doing everything, but things around the world are changing. So you need to upskill yourself. So it's continuing professional education. Realtors need this. Brokers need this. Agents need this. And we provide this. We have specialized learning paths. We have EXP University. We've got mentorship. We've got coaching. We've got continuous learning and growth. That's happening part of our system. It's regular. Somebody joins in, they have to learn about compliances. They have to understand, they have to learn about conflict of interest. They have to work on what all you need to do in RERA, how to protect yourself. There's so many things that come out of it. How to sell, how to do luxury, how to do commercial, how to do senior living. There's so much that there is, and so many opportunities. There's a certified residential program as an example, CRS, which you can do. There are various other courses, and we promote those. We coach people on that. We subsidize certain programs, etc., etc. Then I think to give you what all we benefits, the biggest thing is work from anywhere. If I had my way, I'd sit in Goa and I'd work out of Goa. I have no overhead costs because I can go to the Regus Center in Goa whenever I want, when I want to work. Otherwise, sit on the beach. Why? Because I have cloud computing. I have cloud-based platform, and I can work. It says even the beach. I didn't even read that earlier. Home, coffee shop, or even a beach. So bang on, Goa. Advanced technology, the kind of technology we have, right from, we use AI to a great level. Simple chat GPT 5.0, but enterprise version chat GPT is embedded into all our systems and processes. So, security, anti-phishing, there's so much that we do. And most importantly, you can, once you've joined, walk in to my office virtually, sitting anywhere in the world, into my virtual office. You can walk into the marketing team, transaction team, finance team, administration team, you name it. You can walk in there. You can go into the international office, and you can go to the person I report into, or go to the person he reports into, and you know what? You can go into the person he reports into, who would be the CEO and the founder. Even those people. That is the ability. We have global meetings, all hands meetings, you name it, all that is available in the system. Compliances, like I mentioned, local expertise. You have a problem on RERA, come to us, we will resolve it. Obviously, it has to be our RERA that you used. The legal issue, come to us, we'll resolve it. There are certain places where you might have to pay for it because it's not within our scope, but there'll be others where it'll be within our scope. We'll hire the lawyers, or we'll get you a lawyer at a lower price, retained, to help you out, who knows RERA, etc., etc. And it hasn't happened yet, and I don't want to promise, but we're trying to get you a subsidized professional indemnity. That means if somebody sues you, you're able to indemnify yourself. This probably will be the first time, but I'm working on that, and you might get some good news at some point in time. Subsidized professional indemnity insurance. Ownership and growth. You are the owner of the organization. You get stock options. You are a stakeholder of the organization. You're running your own business. You're using your own brand. You're building your own downline. You're building your own teams. Which business gives you the revenue share model in the equity program that we have? All the support services possible, transaction support, marketing assistance, subsidy on marketing. You just sell. We get you the developers. We do the entire back office. We do the marketing. So we are your back office. You can be a one-man show and still we can do everything else for you. Networking platform, parties, networking, relationships. Here you can see the founder on the extreme right. You can see the marketing head, who's phenomenal at work, and she's been a CEO of companies, etc. Also, but she's a marketing guru. And then you see the CEO on your left of EXP. So Stan on the right, Wendy in the center, and Leo on the left. This is what you have, and there's so many events. I mean, Barcelona was phenomenal. It was not only learning, it was fun, networking, and prospective future business. Then we have the revenue share, which I was talking about. We will, in one session, talk to you about the revenue share, how all seven of these guys, 7 tiers, gain benefit from you because of your transaction, those seven guys get, and from our money, that 10% that I allocate to them. Similarly, when you do business with others, they will do the same thing. So you'll automatically get that money depending on how much business they're doing. You can get even more than 100%. Then you have equity opportunities, revenue share model, equity program, icon award. If you get an icon, you have the opportunity. That means icon is somebody who does 20 million rupees worth of business, gross commission earned, which is 2 crores in rupees, not in dollars. And you are able to get the money that you've put in to the system. That means the split that you've given to us, you're able to get clawback on that also. And therefore, you can get equity against that, and you are net zero. You have not lost any money also. You've got almost 100% of your money back. That's the beauty of the program. Then we have great engagements because like I said in the beginning, it's all about money. Community engagement, we spoke about it. Environmental stewardship, we spoke about it. Chatan Chaya, green, etc. Ethical conduct, compliance, integrity, transparency, fairness. We help you imbibe that. And more importantly, we help you work with people who have this. So they won't cheat the system, they won't cheat you. and you're building an environment for yourself, for your family, and for the future generation which will join the business or reap benefits out of your commissions, and they will be in a ethical environment. This is what we do with Chat and Chaya for you. So my friends, if you're interested in elevating your career, most importantly, discover EXP Realty. Go to our website, look at the platform, reach out to us. Let us show you EXP World in more detail. Let's talk about sponsorship, co-sponsorship, how to build a downline and how to make more money, what the equity plan is, and so on and so forth. And if you want to do that, schedule a call with us, speak to an agent, speak speak to any agent, make him your sponsor or make him your co-sponsor, or speak to any member of my team in your region, in your city. Your agents are also wanting to build a downline. Agents are wanting to build teams. Collect those guys, talk to them, understand from them, and listen. If I was wanting to be close chested, I'd say, come and meet me, because I want to hide things. This is an open book. EXP is an open book. Talk to people, understand it, and if they tell you what you want to hear and you believe in it, come join us and start your journey by filling in an online application and start working with us. So, my friends, that's what this business is all about. I know I have eaten up 4 minutes of your time. My apologies, but you can grow, succeed, and achieve financial freedom at EXP Realty. Join our community. And if you wish to work with us, you have a QR code on your right. Go to that, it'll take you to our website. Otherwise, you have a phone number down there. Talk to our team members, they'll reach out to you, and we can look forward to doing business with you guys. So I'm going to close the uh, session, but open it to any kind of questions, and I'm happy to answer them. I'm sure Sabby has an inventory of your questions and his questions. And
Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
we'll do
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
we'll take another 15 minutes, close it at 8:15. I mean, another 11 minutes. And in that, any questions that you see are relevant, and if somebody still has more questions, a few can stay back and we can answer those as well. But let's try and get everybody happy, satisfied, and work on this. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you, Sam. And my final question would have been like, if someone is ready to explore EXP, what is the very next step they need to take? So I think you kind of like touched on that they can get in touch with you on the deck itself that you guys are seeing right now. There's a phone number. There's obviously you must have Sam's details, or somebody that maybe brought you into this meeting. Talk to the EXP agent who brought you into the world, and make them your make them your sponsor, and ask them exactly how do you get started. So, and I'm sure like Sam has a wealth of resources on you vetting out if EXP is a right fit for you before you actually go ahead and do this. I have one question, which again, going back to, um, I wouldn't say really branding, but it's kind of like the ownership. And this comes to my mind when I first heard that. I'm like, what does really this person means by this? Which is, Sam, what does it mean when EXP says agents own their own brand, clients, and their future? Can you touch on that again? Like, what does that really, really mean?
What does what really mean? Sorry, I missed that part.
When EXP says the agents at EXP, they own their own brand, they own the clients and their future.
Absolutely. So here's what it is: the agent that comes in, he could be having an existing business. If, say, somebody wants to leave EXP,
Yeah.
we believe we are such a place that people don't leave us. They either fall out of the industry, or they fall out of integrity, or they fall out of having that hunger in the belly. So if they do that, then of course, either they leave or we ask them to leave. But in a normal circumstance, if somebody is working hard and he stays in the system, and he doesn't leave, it's good for him, good for us. And therefore, when we say branding, we allow him to maintain his brand. And in case he wants to leave and start his own business, he still has his brand. All he has to do is drop
Right.
EXP. So it's your own brand. If it is Video Sabby stroke EXP, the day you don't want to work with EXP, if we are not delivering service, we have no right to ask you to stay. And if you're not
Correct.
delivering
Correct.
enough business, then honestly, you don't have any right to stay either. And
Right.
therefore, if you part ways, you run Video Savvy still, and we have no qualms in that. We don't say you can't compete with us. Many companies
Makes total
that I have
sense.
been associated with say you can't do this, you can't do that, etc. There's nothing like that. So you own the brand,
True.
your brand.
True.
That was
True.
the first part. I think there were two other parts to that.
Yeah, I was asking, what does it
Anyway, they'll
mean
come back.
to have your own clients and your future?
Yeah. So if so, let's talk about the clients. Your clients are yours. What happens is in any other business, when I refer my client to somebody else,
Yeah. Yeah.
he becomes his best buddy the next time,
Yeah.
and he befriends him, and then I'm sorry to say, but I'm using a harsh word, but he steals the client away.
True.
He enamors him. He does whatever he. But here, because it's a pure referral,
True.
and he stays with you. And if you do business only with your downline or upline or your team, you're always going to get a share of it. So why would he cheat you?
There's a vested
And
reason.
and
Absolutely.
if he's signing a referral agreement also, then there's no question of his taking away the client. So your client remains yours.
Yeah.
And the third part
Absolutely.
was,
Absolutely. The future. But I want to touch on something, Sam, real quick, which is the
yeah,
benefit of me working with EXP, right? So, uh, and this ties back to like how we all want people around us to do better too. So, as you know, that I own a company called Agent on Tube, and I help realtors with YouTube and video and generate passive leads. And the reason I predominantly work with EXP agents is because it's not because I approach them and say, hey, listen, use my YouTube services. It's because when my services do so well for them and they generate passive leads, they bring others in their downline, could be in the same city. I have a client who's in Hamilton, Ontario. Just like a couple of hours ago, he went on my community platform and posted, I did 10 deals this year from YouTube. And then he sent me another referral from another person in the same city saying, can you help? And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking he's from the same city. He's going to take over like your YouTube views. But because of the way the things are structured here, people want people within their team, their upline, downline to do better. What a perfect system, not just to for the realtors, but even for a vendor like me that's also servicing EXP agents while also being an EXP agent. Like it shows like how what you said is actually really, really true in its true essence.
yeah. So you know what? I think the biggest strength that you have as a video influencer or YouTube influencer is that you can build the community. If you have 330 million, oh, sorry, 330,000, I wish you do 330 million.
I wish I would be Mr. Beast,
Yeah,
the biggest
absolutely.
YouTuber.
Yeah. So you would,
Yeah,
with 300,000, it's a lot of people. And if you have this, imagine if you have 10,000 agents
yeah,
on YouTube and you're building their career, and 10% of those,
yeah,
forget 10%, even 1% of those sign up with you, making you the sponsor.
yeah.
Okay. And my greed would say, I shouldn't say it, but my greed would say, make me the co sponsor, man. You'd be a millionaire and I'll be your best buddy. So just think about it. What I'm trying to say
Absolutely,
is,
absolutely,
if you were to focus
absolutely.
on EXP,
Yeah.
I love your cap and I'm going to steal it the next time I meet you. But
I
so
am not
think you,
giving this one's very close to my heart. This white one.
then
I have
get me
others
another
I
one.
can give you.
No, this is
I'll
close
give
to
you a
your head.
fresh one. I've got a few fresh ones. I'll give you one.
See, the difference is you can have things close to your heart or close to your head,
Yeah,
your mind.
yeah.
So this one is close to your
That's a
mind.
good one.
I take the
That's a
one
good
close to
one.
your heart. But
That's a
having
good
said that,
one. Yeah.
on a serious note, you have the opportunity of building the community of EXP agents and the power to influence them. And I'm giving you an open offer every time you want to do an event for your 330,000 followers or for your 10,000 agents that you bring on board. I'm willing to do it because I see great potential in what
Yeah.
you're doing. So thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. No, thanks. Thanks, Sam. There's a couple of other questions. One is, when exactly the home hunters service will start in India? Any offer for our new prospects who are interested to join today? Sam, I don't know if you're mute or I'm mute, but I can't hear you.
Even I couldn't hear you, but
Now,
what I
now
heard,
you're
I,
back.
I
Now
heard
you're
about
back.
the Home Hunter. Home Hunter,
Correct.
I'm hoping that it comes this year itself. I, honestly, I mean, a lot of you people may know that I'm only a few months old. I'm a little baby at EXP. So
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers. I've tried to give you some answers. I hope, and I'm believing that 95% of them were accurate. So errors and omissions accepted. If there is anything, my team will always pull me up and say, Sam, you said this wrong, you said this, whatever. And I
Yeah.
will stand corrected, and I will then, depending on whoever's coming to on board, we will give him a disclaimer saying that, you know what, Sam
Yeah.
said this, but this was probably wrong. And he apologizes for it. So I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. But if you ask me the date for
Yeah.
Home Hunter, I honestly don't know. But I'm hoping by the
Mhm.
end of this year it should come up. But it seems like a phenomenal product, and we're looking forward to it. But there are other portals
Yeah.
that we are already working with. A couple of portals from Europe that I don't want to name right now because we're under final stages of closure. But those we are
Mhm.
bringing in, which means that our listings will go onto those also. And they're very powerful portals, one in the UK and one in Europe. We're getting both into both of them as well.
Understand. So we've got just a couple of minutes left, Sam, and it's amazing to see. By the way, we're like 15 minutes over, and almost everybody is still sticking in. It's
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
the
I can
power
see
of
everybody's there
your
actually.
it's
I'm
it's
amazed.
it's it's your charisma, I think. So that's working. But I think one final question, Sam, is as you have, as you just said that you're kind of like a baby at EXP, and I give kudos to you for all the things you've done in a very short time, including again starting this podcast so you can talk to the masses and serve your tribe, your audience. As people want to be a part of your journey and want to know more about EXP and the new developments, updates, which I'm sure you're going to be posting on EXP India brands and your brand. And as I'm helping you with all of this stuff as well, where can people find you? How can they follow you specifically or the EXP Realty India brands?
Sure. Thanks for bringing it up. So I want to talk about three clear-cut initiatives that I've started to help not only EXP agents but all agents across, and with the hope that all agents across will also join EXP, and all EXP agents collectively will make a lot more money. See, what's happening is Indians are global Indians. That means
Mhm.
non-resident Indians, non-resident Indians or persons of Indian origin are buying properties in India.
Absolutely. I'm one.
You'll be surprised that until a few years back, the total amount of properties that were bought in India were less than 2%.
Wow.
That means the developers in India sold to non-residents and persons of Indian origin only 2%. That
Hmm.
has grown to about 7 to 8%
Amazing.
by last year. I mean, I only know data of last year. But it is believed that by the end of 2026, it is going to go way beyond that. It'll go to almost 15%. If
Unbelievable.
15% of the properties are being bought, Indian properties are being bought by persons of Indian origin overseas,
NRIs, yeah. Absolutely.
NRIs, so why are we waiting here? And the
Yeah.
intent is, therefore, to reach out to those guys. So, my first initiative is that we are taking all our agents and all our developers in September itself to the UK and Canada, in October to the east coast of US, in November to the west coast of the US, central and west coast of US, and in February to South Africa, places where there's high density of Indian population who want to buy properties back home. Take the developers there, do an arrangement between local brokers, agents, and Indian agents, and make them meet and make them do business with these developers. So that's one thing we're doing. The second is we are doing road shows across the country, starting with Delhi, moving to Pune, and then finally moving to Hyderabad. We're going to do these three local road shows, and then of course we'll go to Mumbai, Bangalore, Lucknow, etc. We've fixed Ahmedabad. We've fixed a lot of shows that we're working on, and we're taking our agents. We're getting agents from those cities, developers from all across the country, doing a property
Hmm.
show and telling people, bring people who would like to join your team and bring people who would like to join your downline. Help people also build the careers just like you're building. And with that, what will happen is, again, brand building, agent growth, transaction growth. There's a business community which is being enhanced. And finally, this podcast. Thank you for all those who are attending it. but this podcast is moving ahead. What we're doing is we are now, the next podcast is going to be a very interesting one. I'm doing, by the way, this podcast, which is known as The State of Real Estate, Go Exponential with Sam. And every time it'll be Sam and somebody. The next time it is going to be Sam and Ravi. Ravi is the founder of a company called PropTech Buzz. They do anything and everything in properties. We'll get to know more about it next time, but I'm giving you a teaser. They call themselves as the Amazon of the property business. Services, products, startup investments, and they are working very closely with us at EXP India as well to grow our business for us, and of course us to help their business. Now, with that, that will be so Ravi will be the next guest anchor, just like Sabby is this time. And however, the third Wednesday, that means this Wednesday, the next one, and the third one will be the 27th, 13th of August, 20th of August, and 27th. 27th onwards, we're changing the format. The format will be where I will be the anchor and we will have a guest speaker, or maybe at times multiple guest speakers, a panel. And our intent is very simple. Our intent is to bring people from across the globe. So about 80% of the people that will come in will be from different countries across the globe where EXP is. They will talk about best practices of their business. They will talk about their journeys, how they came from their first transaction to where they are. And we are only taking top notch people who've really done well, who are icon agents. That means they do a minimum of, in their terms, it's much more than 2 million, 2 million rupees. I'm sorry, 20 million rupees. It's much more than 20 million rupees, but they've done it 5 times, 10 times in a row. They have teams which are 300 people in their team. Some people have a downline of over 1,000. We're calling those people. We're calling in people who are senior leadership at EXP Global to come in and also talk to you. We will bring in, say, somebody from RERA, a RERA chief, the Real Estate Regulatory Act of India, their state level chiefs. We may bring in some developers, some builders, some other prominent brokers, some people from large associations and national associations of realtors in India. So we will bring in different people every week, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. You'll have me here talking, and I'd love to have all of you guys here. And once again, thank you very much, Sabby, for all your efforts and to agree to do this podcast with us.
No, Sam. I'm really. I mean, as you know, I'm very honored. Pleasure. It's my. I'm humbled that you decided to me be a part of your debut podcast and allowed me to kind of like ask you these questions. And once again, just as my thanks to everybody that is also attending and want to grow your business with the power of video marketing. In the chat section, I put a link. Everybody that's attending this session will get a lifetime free access to the Agent on Tube Academy, just as a part of my gratitude and thanks to everybody that sat down and attended this session. You can either go to that link or you can simply go to your app store, whether it's Google, Android app, iOS, whatever, and look for Agent on Tube Academy. Anybody that joins today, I will know that you're coming from this session and I'll accept you in, and there'll never be a cost. And we're sharing modern strategies, tips, and tactics on growing your business with video, AI, and all the other cool stuff. So I didn't even basically discuss this with Sam, but I'm sure like he's happy that I'm giving you this
Absolutely.
kind of like a little reward to everybody, guys. We're all a team. We're all partners. We're all business owners. As I help Sam with his brand grow the EXP India brand in the next 6 months to 12 months, I'd love to be able to impact all of the others as well. But once again, Sam, thank you so much for this initiative, which allows me to assist you with what you're planning to do, and thanks and impacting all these people, 60 people that attended today. I look forward to attending all your sessions in the future and hopefully be a part of one of your sessions again. And thank you so much. This was extremely insightful for me.
We're going to wrap this up with one little thing. I'd like all of you to please follow my page. The pages that I want you to follow are, as an example, my personal page, which is Samir Chopra, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, etc. The pages of the State of Real Estate, again, for all three of them. And then finally, EXP, both EXP India or EXP Global India and EXP Realty or EXP International. Follow those, get to know more of what's happening over here, and we hope to have you join us as a long term business partner of EXP and work with us closely. With that, thank you very much for your time. Have a good evening and have a good rest of the week. Take care. And happy Independence Day to all my friends in India. Raise the Indian flag and be a proud, patriotic Indian. God bless you all.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Sam. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye.